Beyond Med is a health and wellness benefit, and we really specialize in a lot of those elective and even some of the cosmetic services that are going to be left out on traditional insurance plans. The way that we function is we have a contracted network of providers who have all agreed to honor an average 20% off for the services within our program. We have two rates. For individuals, it is $12 a month, and then for families, it is $24 a month. And we do not have an age restriction on our family plan. Getting into the services, on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see our 16 specialties, which I like to group into two categories, being exclusions and limitations. As far as the items that are going to be most commonly excluded on traditional insurance plans, we can think along the lines of something like med spas, which can be everything from your facials, Botox, hydrofacials, cryotherapy, massages, down to things like surgical vision, plastic surgery, cosmetic dermatology, fertility treatments, which can encompass things like IVF, IUI, egg freezing, hormone testing, and even the GLP-1 weight loss drugs that have become ever so popular as of late. And then as far as the things that are typically limited, we can talk along the lines of some of your mental wellness, acupuncture, physical therapy, and chiropractic in some cases. And how that would function is after you've exhausted whatever your calendar limit is for some of those limited programs, let's say it's 10 calendar visits a year for something like chiropractic, Beyond Med would then be able to kick in afterwards, helping you save that 20% on the rest of those appointments. If you look at the right-hand side of the screen, you're going to see some sample savings. So in this case, this person would have gotten 2 Botox treatments, monthly acupuncture, and monthly weight loss, and maybe an IV vitamin boost. You can see their self-pay estimate, what their Beyond Med price would be, and then in this case, an annual savings of just over $1,000. I also like to simplify it a little bit in saying that, you can be as simple as if you were to use Beyond Med for just a massage a month, and that's all you used it for, you're still going to save money because let's say it was $100, you're going to save 20%, only spending $80 on a service that only costs $12 a month for individuals. Moving on to the network, we have about 400 treatments within those 16 specialties and a growing network of over 7,000 board certified providers. If you look at the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see our provider search tool. And this is a really nice way for people to explore the network. The way it functions is you can type in a specialty on the left-hand side and then a zip code, and it's going to pull up a list of all of the different providers for that specialty in that area. You also have the option to toggle between physical locations, telehealth options, or concierge services depending on what type of service you're looking for. In the event that you do not see a provider you're interested in, as a member of Beyond Med, you actually have the opportunity to submit provider nominations. So if you have like an acupuncturist that you've gone to for the last 5 years, and maybe they're not yet on the network, well, as a member, you can nominate that provider to become part of the network. And then our provider recruitment team is going to go ahead and reach out to that provider on your behalf and try and bring them on board the network. Obviously, we can't guarantee that they'll join, but we do have a very high success rate in bringing those providers on board. Getting into a little bit of our national partners, we have a growing number of services that are now available nationally and mostly through telehealth or concierge options. So for something like the GLP-1s, for example, a lot of that can be done completely through telehealth. So you can have your initial appointment, any follow-up consultations, they'll write the prescription and then cold ship it right to your front door. So we have about 10 of those 16 specialties now available, like I said, nationally through telehealth or concierge services. And you can see some of those on the screen here. Getting into the membership journey, you will all be enrolling alongside of all of your other benefits during open enrollment. And then once the effective date hits, everyone enrolled is going to receive a welcome email. In that welcome email, you're going to have a link to the member portal as well as a temporary password that you'll plug in when you first log in. After you create a new password, when you log in for the very first time, you're going to be greeted with a welcome quiz. It's a very short 3 or 4 question quiz, and it's going to serve as a way to customize your member portal with all of the services that you're most interested in. So for example, if I were to log in and choose hair restoration, weight loss, and tattoo removal, that might be the first few things that I see on my profile. But of course, you can still explore the rest of the program and all of the other services and providers. And then from there, you're really good to go. You'll get presented with a digital Beyond Med card, which most people choose to access through our mobile app. If you're a more tactile person, feel free to print it and bring it with you, but that is what you will use to prove you are a Beyond Med member to receive the discount at the point of service. I also always like to encourage our members to utilize our concierge service. It's a very white glove soup to nuts program, and I say all the time, they will do just about everything for you except drive you to and from that appointment. So you can call with general questions, you can ask to compare pricing, or even schedule an appointment. The concierge team is there to help you. Rounding things out, this last slide talks about a few different statistics and testimonials. A couple of which we're really proud of is that we have about 64% engagement within the first 60 days of being on board, which is a voluntary benefit, is a number we're very proud of. And then as far as client retention goes, we have about 94% after the first year. And the reason for that is because unlike something like insurance that you would get in hopes you don't necessarily have to use it, you would join this program because you know you're going to use some of these services and you know you're going to save money.